Welcome to Sleepover with Yuri. If you've ever been categorized as a minority, whether for being an immigrant or LGBTQ or a person of color, well, guess what? You are in a majority on my show. Mental health is a widely overlooked illness in our society, but it's often taken for granted. Just because we don't see it on the outside does not mean that it doesn't exist on the inside and not hurting a person who has it. We feel sorry and we try to help people who have a flu or cancer, but when it comes to depression, we often look upon it. We look upon this emotional pain that may lead to suicide or other sufferings. Oh, depression, get over it. Don't make it up. Imagine saying something like that to a person who has kidney failure. Then how can we say that or neglect mental illnesses? And even though the stigma of mental health is still attached, the mental health epidemic is definitely happening. And tonight, I'm having a sleepover with my dear friend who is acknowledging her depression. And she's trying to win back her happiness. My dear friend, Barbara Love.
Hi.
Hey, Barbara, give me a hug.
Thanks, Yuri.
I love you so much.
I love you so much, too. Thank you for that.
All right. First of all, I really appreciate that you agreed to come over tonight and talk about your depression. I know it's not the subject that people talk about so freely and openly, but I think maybe that's why we have the problems that we do with not understanding it and not having enough awareness. So tonight, I'm really hoping that we might change that a little bit.
Beautiful. Thank you. Yeah, I'd love to bring more awareness to this subject where we find unworthiness in ourselves. And that's what my journey has been learning that I am worthy and I have unlimited value to bring to everybody that I meet. But that's what the depression taught me. So
I like that that's the first thing you brought up, because when I started doing the sleepovers with Yuri, my biggest belief was that the second we are born, we all have value, and that value is equal, no matter what people might say. And that's the first thing that came out of your mouth, and I'm really happy to hear that.
We're all born with the same goodness in our heart, and then adversity, programming from our parents, our subconscious learns things up till 7 years old, and then you're playing things out for the rest of your life, and you're unaware of this other mind of yours that your inner child, which needs healing or needs attention. And we're always so busy running around doing things for other people, taking, busy, and we don't take time out for ourselves to look at ourselves and see where, that we actually are perfect, how we are in that moment, no matter what you think, you're actually perfect. But at the same time, finding that worthiness in us, that's what depression does for me personally. It taught me that I needed to stop, look at myself, and be okay, that I'm okay. Just laying in bed, relaxing, it's okay,
Okay, well, speaking of looking at yourself, so let me just take a little break there. I'm looking at you right now. I'm absolutely in love with your look, with your hair.
New York City girl.
Tell me more about it. What are you wearing right now?
I'm wearing a robe, my pajamas, and my little Bloomies teddy bear.
Is that what you normally wear when you go to bed?
I wear sweatpants and a t-shirt normally.
All right, so you actually do wear clothes.
I do. Oh, I actually do wear clothes.
You're probably one of the only guests on my show who told me that they wear clothes.
But
everyone else said they were naked.
Stop wearing a bra because actually it affects your lymphatic system. So it's really important. Yeah, and you're into fitness, so you know about the lymphatic system.
Yeah. Maybe not. I don't know.
Okay.
Well, you look very cute.
Thank you.
And the funniest thing about you is that when I met you, I thought, oh my God, that girl is so happy. She's always so always laughing, always in a good mood. And then little could I know that you have depression.
Really?
I would have never guessed. So for me, it was a shocker when you told me. So what is this whole, do you actually feel happy or you fake it? How does it work with you?
How does it work? Well, right now, so, we're actually we're spirits living a human existence. And so there are times where there's planetary, your astrological chart, your natal chart, it might reflect on something, and you might not know you're going through a clearing or anything. So sometimes we go through periods of needing to slow down, and I've taken this last 2 years that I've been dealing with this awakening, because it's really an awakening of becoming of who I am, and it's just taking a lot of time for me to go and look and study and research everything to come back with a really simple thing that I'm learning about myself, which is just saying a mantra all day and talking to my inner child, taking 10 minutes every day to look in the mirror and say, Barbara, you have unlimited value. You're worth it. I'm worthy. Like, saying these things are starting to have a different outlook in my life for me. But it takes time, and you have to believe in yourself. And it takes 21 days to build a new program. So a lot of times, what do? We stop doing what we're supposed to do. Oh, you know what? I was going to do that, but I didn't do it. So consistency is important. So if we can get to to say a mantra every day, we could have a whole new outlook on your life. But I'm just at the beginning of that, but it's taken me a long journey to realize that that's all I need. I kept searching outside of myself, thinking I had to do this to be a good person, or maybe I needed to be doing something to feel important, and your ego is stripped of all that during depression.
Right, but I definitely want to talk more about your spiritual journey. But so what I say every time I see you, you come out as such a happy person, living this joyful life. Is that true? Do you feel happy, and do you feel
Yeah, when you see me, normally I'm happy. Yes. And sometimes you do need to fake it till you make it. That saying there's truth to that. It's just sometimes you need to keep faking it till it clicks into your subconscious, and that's a new program you just built into your body.
So how does depression feel? Because you still have depression right now that you're acknowledging.
I have bouts of sadness. I cry almost once a day, and I'm okay with that. I'm not embarrassed by it. Something will come up, and the way I look at it is, because I've done so much research, is that I'm not only clearing for myself, I'm clearing for the whole collective, the whole planet. And that's another long story I'm not getting into, but I'm aware of what my purpose is. And so if it comes up, I don't judge myself anymore. I actually love myself, that I'm brave enough to let it come out instead of pushing it away. You know what? Those thoughts that come up like at the wrong time of the day, it's asking you to take a look at it and just forgive yourself. That's all it is. Just more gentleness to yourself.
And what are the wrong thoughts?
What are the wrong thoughts?
Yeah.
Well, no. Say something from your childhood memory pops up for you, like throughout the day, or something weird comes up. That's for you to acknowledge it. That's your inner child asking, say, "Hey, Yuri, take a look. This is what happened. Forgive yourself." And you could simply say, "I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Yuri. I'm sorry," or as I say for myself, "I'm sorry, Barbara, that you went through that, and I'm here for you." And that's really it. And then I keep it moving. But it's coming for you to acknowledge. But what are we doing most of the time? We're busy. We're running around. We have so many things and we don't take the time for us and to heal that inner child. And that's what I'm doing now. I'm finding my happiness that way by saying, there's a little child inside of me that wants to play every day.
No.
So play is a great way to start alleviating depression.
Yeah. Well, before we even go on with that, you are, with depression, not a really beautiful person.
Thank you.
Your energy is healing. Every time I'm with you, and my friends, not gonna lie, and I'm sure my friends who saw me with you, I definitely tend to laugh more. I definitely tend to feel better because you definitely have that happy energy, and I really, really hope that.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
transmitting.
yeah.
That's what I'm transmitting.
So Barbara, if something that I asked you, triggers anything or makes you feel uncomfortable,
Right.
just go ahead and tell me to stop. But I just want to get to the bottom of it because there are a lot of people out there, and I have friends who suffer from depression, but we never really ask them, how do you feel? And a friend of mine, one of my best friends, has depression, and we never talk about it because every time if I say something about it, it triggers him, and we kind of end the day. So that's why, to me, it's very special that we can talk about it because I want to understand, and I'm sure other people would love to understand what is depression, how does it feel, and what is it like, and so we're more.
It's an overwhelming sadness, and you can't do anything to shake it. You cannot do anything but just nothing brings you joy. Not a TV show, not a song, not a friend visiting you or trying to cheer you up, nothing. And you just are sad. It's just sadness. And there is no fighting it. And you just have to sit and be okay. And that's what this whole journey is about having complete faith. It's learning to have faith that you're going to pass. It's going to pass, and it always passes for me. So, because it's happened to me for the last 2.5 years, really strongly, that I know that it's a wave coming and it's going to pass, and that each time that I'm going through it, you know what happens during depression? Right. You're letting go the density of your body, of all this darkness, and it's so that light can actually encompass your body, and that's what's happening. You're transmuted, becoming a beautiful, good person that you are, but it's just people don't take the time again to recognize that, and that's so important. That you know what, you're still worthy if you're depressed. It's okay, and you're gonna come out of it. But most people are looking for medical advice or looking for another way out or not realizing what depression is. And I took the time to find out that it's actually just me expanding and growing, and it's okay. You know, it's your body saying, "Can you slow down and not do anything for a while? And take time out for yourself."
How long have you had depression, Barbara?
I've been depressed probably most of my life, and I didn't realize it. I've always battled my weight when I was 16. I always didn't know myself, so, and I didn't know my value about myself, and so I was always trying to be what I was not. You know, I was the Spanish girl growing up in Staten Island with a bunch of Guidos, and I didn't fit in. And so finally I figured out who I was later on, but still, you know, I was always a people pleaser. Oh, what do you need? But what I learned that now I need to have boundaries. You know, during this depression, I take a lot of time to read and study. And so I was giving so much myself away that I had nothing left for myself. And so now I'm just taking back my time and my energy and still being a loving person while going through this, because when I actually take the time out to be happy to other people, that energy gets returned back to me. And that's actually imprinting my subconscious to say that, hey, you know, this is what we like to be. This is how we want to be. So if I'm going to be dark and angry, then that's what I'm going to keep attracting. And I'm not about that life anymore. And that's what I came onto this show, because this is my soul's purpose, to talk about this. And just being nice to a person who can't meet you in that sense, who's like mean and nasty, it's usually themselves playing out something from their childhood where they didn't feel loved. So if you can just say, hey, you combat it with a compliment and point out something good while they're like being negative to you, you've actually raised the bar and the vibration of us. But you know what? A lot of empathic people like us, who are highly sensitive, we're not used to that, so we'll cower down and we'll retract and we'll take it personal. And so I want to bring awareness that no, we're okay to take on that person's energy. Just combat it with love, and then you're winning. That's why mindfulness is so important in this day of age, is to stay present. And how do you stay present and practice mindfulness? If you catch your mind going to the past, a place you don't want to recreate again, you can actually start counting colors or counting the things in the room to bring you back into mindfulness. Or you can tell your mind, cancel, delete, like a computer, because we're like a supercomputer. So if we could talk to ourselves, the self-talk that we hold for ourselves, we can actually control our reality and co-create with the universe.
Okay. All right. So I just want to make clear, because there are different people who might watch this episode, and I know from my personal experience, friends that I had and have who suffer from depression, and they had a trauma happen to them when they were children, and that trauma was unresolved and made an impact on their presence. So from what I'm understanding now, depression does not necessarily happen after a certain.
So for me, I had a molestation come up for me that I didn't know that I had buried, and that's where it all started. And I was like, oh my God, I didn't know that it just brought awareness to it. But there's nothing that I had needed to do really, because it's just like I said, it's things that are coming up for you to recognize and to forgive yourself about, and talk to yourself, to the inner child. And it just takes time. People don't do this, or they're like, oh my God, I was, it's this awful thing happened to me, and let me take it out on everybody else in the world. It doesn't define me. I'm still a good person because of it.
So Barbara, you said that you didn't. I'm sorry that, by the way.
No, it's okay. It's all right.
You talked a lot about spirituality as a way of getting out of depression and winning your happiness back. How a lot of people out there who have depression or other mental illnesses, bipolar disorder, food disorder, overeating and everything like that, are taking prescribed medications. And America, if I'm not mistaken, consumes about 50% of all prescribed medications in the world, which I think it's a good thing that in America people recognize mental illnesses, because where I come from in Russia, people make fun of mental illnesses.
Oh, wow.
Therapy is not something that people use or do on a daily basis. And depression and other mental illnesses are really looked upon and ridiculed. So it's a great thing that here in America we have awareness. However, my personal opinion, I'm kind of skeptical about all this prescribed medications to fight. I definitely more, I support spirituality in spiritual ways. So could you talk more about your ways of dealing with depression? Do you take any prescribed medication for that?
I don't take anything. I've taken medicine in the past. I've taken some serious stuff, and it actually drove me to wanting to commit suicide. And so my body does not do good on any kind of medication. Yeah.
Prescribed medications.
Yeah, lithium and Wellbutrin XL. It was horrible. So I know that my body's not good for that kind of stuff. And I've having an awakening. My awakening is very different from most people's spiritual awakening, because I had a Kundalini Awakening.
What does that mean?
It means everybody has an energy that's dormant in your spine. And mine awoke. It was a full 24 hours of ecstasy.
Oh, wow.
And so basically, this energy is running. It's like, so I'm vibrating a lot of the time, going through my chakras, clearing my energy, so that I can be activated for my soul's purpose. So I'm currently in school right now, studying to be a life coach, hypnotherapist, because this is what I want to do. I want to bring awareness to people so all the spirituality that I learned has led me back to the simplest thing, really. So it's really just being a good person and not blaming. So I want to teach you how to counteract somebody who made you feel bad. So if somebody says to me, says something that makes me feel bad, I'm gonna say, "Ow, my heart hurts," and they're gonna be like, "What? What's wrong?" And, "Ow, my heart hurts."
I like it.
And then they'll be like, "Did I say?" And then they're gonna think back what they said. So then they're gonna say, "Was it what I said?" And then they'll say, "I'm sorry. You never blamed. The second we come to blaming that you hurt me, you've come out of alignment. For them to recognize that they did it themselves, you've just balanced the energy field."
I want to play it. Let's practice. Okay, so say something bad.
Yuri, you're an awful person.
You hurt my heart.
What, are you okay? How did I hurt your heart?
You hurt my heart.
Was it what I said? Mm-hmm. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. It's my fault. I'm so sorry. but you get the person to acknowledge what they did. You didn't say one word to blame them. And that's how you don't come out of alignment and you keep your vibration high.
So wait, do you actually, is this something a game you play like inside of your head, or you actually say it out loud?
No, you can say it to the person.
Alexa, say something bad and mean to me.
I can't say anything bad and mean to you.
You hurt my heart.
But isn't that...
Sorry I hurt your heart.
Oh, it does work.
Don't you, isn't that great? So next time somebody says something that doesn't make you feel good, either it's political,
I just feel like if I say it though, like, you hurt my heart, I feel like they're gonna laugh at me.
Here's the thing, it
like,
doesn't matter. You're lightening the energy field by being fun. So being fun and childish, or
like a child.
counteracting with you know what? You really that's counteracting. Give them a compliment. Like, you know what? You got a great smile though.
Thank you.
Battle everything back with kindness. You don't lower your energy to match theirs. You already know you're a good person. You're seeing them play out. So that's what spirituality did for me, was have more peace for people that have not seen themselves yet. So I hold space for them in that sense.
I love it, Barbara. I love it.
Such a simple thing, you know. But it took me the last 2.5 years to study so that I could just give somebody this information. I had to go through every single old spiritual paradigm because I thought I had to meditate. I thought I had to do all these other things. And really, I just need to recognize myself and hold value about myself.
Because I really, really believe that you can say anything you want to anyone you want, as long as it comes from a place of love. And love is another phrase that I like. If you don't have, love is the answer. Now, what is the question? And it's like love, and if you really, really, really feel love and do things with love, that's all that matters.
Right. It costs nothing to make someone feel special. And remember, there's different laws of the universe, and there's one, the Law of Correspondence. And so what you give out has to come back to you. So say you wanted to donate a whole bunch of clothes, you donate that stuff, and that value is actually going to come back to you.
Like karma.
Yeah, it's like karma. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Barbara, so I'm so enjoying our sleepover.
I am too. This is fun.
It's cheering me up, and it's very uplifting. The people out there who have depression.
Yeah.
People out there who suffer from mental illnesses. What advice would you give them?
Have faith and read books. Take the time to read, because I had some psychosis myself, and but somewhere in my heart I knew that there was something bigger than me, than this that was occurring, and not to believe in it. We're, like I said, we're spirits living a human existence, and maybe it's those voices you hear are actually voices that are from the other side of the veil. And I love talking about this stuff because I've been doing so much research about it, that there are moments that things open up and things go away, and I don't know. I just feel like there's something bigger than us out there. So just read and learn about yourself and, hold value about yourself. You're unlimited.
Take time for yourself and love yourself.
Yeah, you're infinite reality.
Yes.
We create universes.
Yes. You mentioned that you had psychosis. If you don't mind me asking, just for people to be able to relate, what is the darkest and the deepest bottom that you hit in your depression? What was the darkest day where you felt like you were not gonna get out of there, or I don't know, you even mentioned suicide.
Yeah, no, that was like last May was really a dark time because of my Kundalini Awakening. It's actually a part of the initiation that I have to go through, and to have complete, total faith in God that this is going to pass. And it was a whole week, and you hanging on for dear life, couldn't get out of bed, and I saw shadows come out from my room. It was very, very a dark time. But it's really just having faith. Some people give up. Some people cannot take it, can't hold on. And, God bless their soul. But I know that that's not my, I'm going to win this battle, and I wasn't going to exit that way or do that to my family, that this too will pass. I'm like, I've battled so many different things in my life. I'm like, I can get through this too.
Yuri, time for bed.
Thank you, Alexa. I was
welcome.
gonna say something, I was like, you know what? Let me say something from a place of love. Thank you, Alexa. I love you.
Exactly.
Yuri.
Yes. Combat everything with love.
It's a pleasure talking and learning about this and about you. And I'm truly sorry that you went through this, but as from what I understand, it's part of your path and journey.
Yeah.
And you are where you are today because you had what you had.
Yeah.
So I shouldn't probably even feel sorry for you.
Not at all.
I should feel happy for you.
Exactly. I made it. I'm here on this couch right now
You're here on
with
the
you.
couch with me. And thank you for sharing everything that you've shared. I really hope that people will hear that, and hopefully it can help someone else. And from what I learned from you, and love truly is the answer to everything. And no matter how bad you might feel or how difficult life might seem, love yourself.
Right.
Love life. Love people. Live in love. And love will get you out of any place.
Love wins everything.
Bedtime.
All right, Alexa. I love you, and I love you, Barbara.
I love you
and I
too,
love you
Yuri.
all, people. It's a sleepover with Yuri, and we're going to bed with love in love with Barbara Love. Good night.